the great Dan Marino, to talk to us about the Super Bowl this morning is nothing short of a treat, including some of the great moments. And guess what? Sometimes it involved what they call trickeration.
Catches for 98 yards, second down, and one at the 18-yard line. And Marino completes inside the 10, has a first down. Ingram again, stopped by Glenn.
Marino's trying to get everybody on the line of scrimmage. Now, he still has one timeout. They'll save that for the field goal if they have to.
We are seeing another spectacular effort by Marino, who fires. Touchdown!
You know what the Jets were thinking? He's going to take the ball and throw it into the ground. They didn't do it.
You know, they all saw it. They all thought it. But Dan Marino said, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't need a field goal. I'm going to throw for a touchdown. And now he joins us, courtesy of our friends at DAZN, the great Dan Marino. Good morning, Dan.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
You know what? It's kind of mean. I kind of had to play that clip, and I can tell you why, because my longtime coach, David Bastel, is a Jets fan.
Well, I understand why you're playing it.
Good morning, Dan. Thank you for that.
Well, there's just so much I know, Dan, to talk about, and very often, you know, when it comes to a Super Bowl, we get it. There's always a lot of hype. It's two teams who survived a heck of a lot just to get to that important game. And then because of it, there's fan expectation that can kind of go over the top. But this is one game. I look at this thing and think this could be set up to be one of the best games of the year. You don't always get that with the Super Bowl.
Well, there's no doubt. You know, you're looking at the Super Bowl, and that's why I came on today, also to talk about the Super Bowl, but also to talk about the zone and changing the way people look at the sport itself. So you can watch the Super Bowl that we're all going to be watching and looking forward to that game. If you download the app, you can watch it anywhere on your TV, on your phone, wherever that may be. And that's what's going to be exciting about it also, is the fact that the game is a game that I think that can be high scoring, can be a game that's exciting with these two young quarterbacks. You know, when you look at Garoppolo, you know, I really like what he's done, but, you know, he hasn't really thrown the ball that much in the playoffs. So there might be a situation where he has to put up a lot of points, you know, to keep up with Kansas City's offense and Mahomes.
So Dan, if you're San Francisco, then you're thinking what you're thinking. You're going to probably pound the rock a little bit. You got to hope that defense can kind of contain what Patrick Mahomes does. Very often I call him, he's like the Steph Curry of football, isn't he? Like he's remarkable to watch. He's so much fun. But if I'm San Francisco, I need Mostert to run that ball. I need Mahomes off the field. If they're going to have a chance, I assume that's the way you would think it was going to happen.
So you hit it right on the head. You know, the thing about it is what they've been doing through the playoffs. They've been able to run the football, control the clock, and that's what they're going to try to do, you know, because if, you know, Mahomes and Kansas City's are high-powered offense, if they're on the sidelines and, you know, they're standing there watching, that means they're not putting up points. So that's kind of the way you have to play this game for them, I think. And once again, I mean, they score so quick. They're a team that's such a high-powered offense, so you try to get them limited possessions. You know, limited possessions is the big thing. And then if you're San Francisco, don't turn it over and give them a short field where they can score quickly.
As Dan Marino mentioned, don't forget to watch Super Bowl 54 on DAZN. Just download the app. Watch it anywhere on any device, your phone, your TV, your laptop, anything like that. Also, DAZN has a large library of NFL content that you can binge on, from Dan's Super Bowl appearance. Also, Dan Marino 30 for 30 with John Elway. Just a fantastic series, Football Life as well. Okay, let me ask you this, Dan. Who do you actually?
You can also get that Jets game, the fake spike.
I had a feeling you might be telling me that. Dan, who do you like in this? Who, like, if somebody comes up to you and says, Dan Marino, who's winning this football game?
I think Kansas City. I think Kansas City's going to win because they're the high-powered offense. I mean, if you look at what they've done in the playoffs in one game, coming back from 24 down, that's unheard of. So I think if they could just stay on track and not turn the ball over, don't give San Francisco easy points, they're going to win the game. I do think though it'll be a close game. And I got a feeling it may be a little lower scoring than people think.
And I look. You played in the biggest of the biggest games, the biggest bowls, the biggest moments. And as you know, people always argue about the old adage about does defense win championships? And I kind of think that it's now we play. It's almost if I make another basketball comparison, it's like playing small ball that they like to do now, Dan. It's not. It's not the way that we used to see sport. The athletes are just exceptional at everything they do, and they like to play with pace. So as much as I would normally say, yeah, I do believe a good defense is going to win you some championships at many levels of football, but I just, look at LSU. Like, look at I look at it now. What about, so if you get in the hot tub time machine, and you come back and somehow you're able to play the way that it's played now, do you think you play differently? What is it like for Dan Marino in current football, do you think?
No, I think it wouldn't change much, other than the fact it would probably be a little more wide open than we were then. We were running some no huddle stuff. We also were running a lot of traditional, under the center, first, second down things that that you don't see as much. Now it's all about the high pace, fast pace, getting the ball snapped, getting many plays in as you can, and so I think we would be doing that because we could do that because that's what it's kind of called for right now. And we were, I think our Dolphin teams, the years with Duper and Clayton would have been able to do that pretty well.
Well, it's been so great having you on the show today. But there's also one other thing that if I can go back in time and change it and bring it back, and I'll tell you what it is. It's the football uniforms from, let's say, the 1980s, because the football uniforms now, and trust me, I'm an Oregon Duck fan, so I'm like, what is going on out there? What is happening?
I'm always a big, like the throwback looks in the NFL. I always like those. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Dan, thanks so much for joining us, and we appreciate it.
Appreciate it, and thank you. And just check out. Yeah, you got to get in the zone. That's it. Get in the zone.
Absolutely. I already have had it for a couple of years. Actually, it's the best thing going. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thanks. See you guys.
That is legend and Hall of Famer Dan Marino, who joined us this morning. It was something that Dave's been working on, and it showed up.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered. We
exactly the best.
We got out of bed like firefighters.
And once again, don't forget to watch Super Bowl 54 on DAZN. Just download the app, watch it anywhere, your phone, your TV, your laptop. That's the way football works these days, Mike. You need a product like this, the best in the business, and we're just happy that Dan Marino could join us this morning.
Well, think about it. You're sitting there, you could be anywhere you want, and you pick up your phone, you hit the app, and you could be watching, this game in particular, but it could be any game. It could be, it could be the Premiership game. It could be a boxing match. Or, as they say, they have the libraries of all kinds of stuff you can just absolutely gorge yourself on.
Binge watch forever.
Binge watch forever. So it is the way to go. If you're not on it now, you will be. It's just the way it's going to happen. It will be that.